Sports Talk Live is on the air. It's NFL Draft Day, day number 2. Let's go.
Yo! Saddle up! Lock and load!
Sports Talk Live with Josh and Dan on the Notre Dame Media Crew YouTube channel.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, oh, look what you got on.
Yes, sir.
Look at you. Well, you did not expect what happened last night, did you?
No, the only reason, or the only thing that I can think of why they did that was just to prepare for the future with Aaron Rodgers. Because
guy's still going to set out for at least 2 years.
Yeah, he's not going to get any experience. So, unless
I don't
Rodgers,
totally understand why they did that.
A lot of Packers fans are pretty
not happy.
No, they're very confused. For sure.
I am going to eat dinner. I did not get to eat before this. But, okay. So, T. Higgins off the board. Pittman's off the board. David McKinnon's off the board. Bears are losing some guys that they could have gone with here. But I'm going to pull up a day 2 mock draft real quick to see who they could have, who they're projected for. Right now at 43, projected for Christian Fulton out of LSU.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
And then KJ Hamler out of Penn State at number 50. Okay.
Yeah, right now for the Bears, a lot of people do understand, hey, they do need a quarterback, but that's not what you're looking for in this draft. Obviously, their main problems are at the offensive line. They're going to need more receivers, definitely, to replace Taylor Gabriel. And then cornerbacks and safeties. With that, you only had Eddie Jackson at safety last year. Clinton Dix, he was good, no doubt about it. But he wasn't like an Adrian Amos. So definitely maybe look into a safety. Yeah. Take the best available safety and go with that. Or a cornerback. Because Kyle Fuller is definitely going to be a long-term cornerback for them.
Yes.
It's whether that Prince Amukamara can hold up because of age and injury.
Didn't they release Amukamara?
I'll look.
I thought they did.
I don't know.
But they need to upgrade.
Let's see.
The backfield somehow.
Yeah, free agent.
I don't know how they want to do it.
My mistake, yeah.
Oh, you're good. I don't know how they want to do it. They got to do it somehow. They got to pick up someone.
Yeah, maybe, take the best available safety or cornerback at that point to go for the Bears. But just a quick summary in case you guys haven't watched the NFL draft. The second round, T. Higgins, wide receiver out of Clemson, even more weapons. For Joe Burrow, was taken first. Then Michael Pittman, wide receiver for Phillip Rivers and the Colts. DeAndre Swift was drafted to the Lions, which makes sense because they need a running back. Giants are stacking up their defense. Xavier McKinney out of Alabama. He's a safety. Kyle Duggar out of Lenore Ryan. He's going to be a safety for the Patriots as well to go along with I'm blanking. The Texans have just drafted Ross Blacklock, defensive tackle.
You're behind me again.
Oh, I am? Darn.
Because the Colts pick is already in.
I saw that. Yeah, I just got that. Then Uturgos. Yes, that's what I'm going with. Uturgos Matos, edge rusher out of Penn State, taken by the Panthers, so they're stacking up their defense as well. Got to make up for Luke Kuechly's loss and got to build it back up to what it was in 2015. Robert Hunt, offensive lineman out of Louisiana. You need some protection for Tua, so it's not a bad pick really there. And then, as we just said, Ross Blacklock, defensive lineman at TCU, going along with J.J. Watt and to play on the defensive line in Houston. So as we get closer to the Bears, as we said, cornerback, safeties, offensive linemen, wide receivers are their needs. That's usually their needs every year.
Yeah.
And you start picking out what obviously, the saying goes, defense wins championships. So do you try and find a safety to replace Adrian Amos where you've been lacking there, kind of with how Quentin Dix last year? Eddie Jackson was great. Or do you go for a cornerback to back up Kyle Fuller?
I still think you go with a cornerback to pair with Kyle Fuller. I think that's more important right now. And then I think you could be able to develop a safety later on, but you have to be able to fill that cornerback void. And plus Danny Trevathan's getting more age too. So you need to be able to have that. And Colts pick's getting announced right now. Let's see.
Yeah, the main thing with them, I'm not going to say they're set on the offensive line. I mean, Charles Leno at left tackle, James Daniels at left guard, Cody Whitehair at center. Right guard is Jermaine Effetti.
Something like that. And Jonathan Taylor, now to the Colts
Bobby
out of
Massey.
Wisconsin.
Oh,
Jonathan Taylor running back to the Colts from Wisconsin.
That's a good
pickup.
That's a good pick. That is pretty.
Yes.
I'm impressed with that.
That's pretty good. I don't know
impressed.
where he was projected to go. I can find out. He was projected to go 57th overall to the Rams.
The Bears probably could have used them. I'm not gonna lie.
Yup.
So that.
But I don't know if it would have been a smart idea to go for a second straight year of running back with your first overall pick.
Right now,
with the team's first overall pick, obviously.
With the Bears, and let's be honest here, the Bears are not known for picking up big name guys. They just aren't. They've never, at least in my opinion, the biggest name guy they've picked up in a long time was Khalil Mack. You don't see a lot of that. So, yeah, it's a tough situation right now with the running back game. Do they pick up someone big this offseason, or do they really train David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen to be the guys next year? Tariq Cohen didn't have as good of a year as he did in 2018, but you wonder maybe that was just a fluke year, off year for him. So we'll see.
Jaguars pick is now in.
Got that. Are you on CBS too?
I am on ESPN.
Okay.
I think if you want to talk about beefing up Bears running back, I almost think instead of making a call to Jacksonville and inquire about Leonard Fournette, see what.
Yeah, I was always. Yeah.
See what they want to gauge in terms of price. I wouldn't give up too much for him.
It's not a bad idea to look at.
Change of scenery might help him.
But you wonder, who do you give up for him? The Jaguars are going to want someone big. Do you give them Mitchell Trubisky and make Foles the guy permanently?
Well, you're going to need – Tyler Brady's not the backup. I'll give you that.
Nope.
He cannot be a backup.
No. That's what I'm saying. If they trade up now, they could get Jalen Hurts and then trade Mitch Trubisky for Leonard Fournette.
Yeah. Should be interesting. But, anything is better than Tyler Bray, including injecting himself with Lysol.
Oof.
Don't do that. Actually, don't do that. That was a joke. I took it too far.
Yes, you did. Yes, sir.
I took that too far, but it's okay.
So the Colts have taken two offensive guys so far. They've taken Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor. So they're really starting to put some guys around Phillip Rivers to maybe give them somewhat of a chance next year, because the AFC South still is not the most competitive division. The Titans are good, but it really relies around Derrick Henry in that situation. So you kind of wonder what they're going to do.
Very run-heavy offense from Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then the Texans, who knows what they're doing. And who's the other team? Jacksonville. I don't know what's going on with them either.
They need cornerbacks, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, edge rushers. So, well, we'll see what happens. Their pick has been in for the past few minutes. So,
yeah, ESPN's on commercial break right now. So we'll just wait till they get back.
And we're not gonna.
We find out what happens with the Bears.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're not going to do a super long show today. We're just going to cover the Bears, and then once their pick is in, we'll elaborate on it, see how it could play into the future next year, and then we'll call it quits and see you guys Tuesday because we are very tired from last night.
Yeah, well,
85. That was good. That was pretty good.
Yesterday was brutal.
I'm waiting for Jacksonville to come in.
Yeah, I mean,
But this, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Do you beef up the line with Josh Jones and maybe make him your right guard next year to replace Kyle Long? I don't know.
I do think it's possible to go with Josh Jones. I've been hearing a lot of Josh Jones out of that. I think they need to address the offensive line in some shape or form, whether it's during the off season, if they get a UDFA, or draft someone. I mean, they have to do something about it.
Yeah, right now it said Josh Jones is the best option right now for the Bears, unless Houston takes him. Or unless Jacksonville takes him. Yeah, Jacksonville takes him.
So just awaiting him.
Yes, sir. That's all we can do.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from last night.
Yeah, I ran 2 miles today, ran football routes for like 40 minutes. I'm pretty beat.
You ran football routes?
Yeah, got some in. I do every day.
I didn't know you were playing football like that. Okay.
I do. Dad throws to me, run routes.
Huh. How about that?
I don't do like anything specific. Like I just like make them up as I go. I'm
smart.
like just lead me and I'll put it there and I'll get there. So you took hits though, did I?
Yeah, I swung a bit today.
Nice. I haven't swung in a while.
So let's see here. Yeah, it's still waiting on this.
Almost certain they're going to take someone for defense. If we look at who they've taken so far, they've taken an edge rusher, Clavin Chasen out of LSU for the 20th pick, and the 10th pick they took C.J. Henderson. They're beefing up the defense. They took an edge rusher, a cornerback. So do you make the argument that maybe they go for Zach Bond out of Wisconsin as a linebacker? The best available defensive lineman right now is Neville Gallimore out of Oklahoma, 6'2", 304. Probably more like your nose tackle guy.
Here we go.
What is it?
It is Laviska Shenault Jr., wide receiver, Colorado.
Okay.
Let's digest that a bit.
Well, the Bears have been on the clock for a while, so they got to make their pick soon.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a look at what this does for Shenault. I'm going to have to start getting used to saying that. So DJ Chark, D-Day Westbrook, Chris Conley is the current group of guys. So I would assume if they wanted to put Shenault in there right away, probably you'd throw him in there. I mean, try and bring like some sort of competition in there. I'm more hello, the Bears pick is in already.
Okay.
I'd probably
is it Colt Kmet?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking of.
I would love to see that.
I would too. I think that's the best guy they could go with there.
I know a lot of people are saying they don't need tight ends just because they're stacked at that position with guys like Daniel Brown, Adam Shaheen, Jimmy Graham. But here's the thing. I don't think Shaheen is your go-to tight end for the future. You had a bust with Trey Burton, Daniel Brown. Maybe had a catch or two. And Jimmy Graham, I'm not doubting Jimmy Graham's ability for this year. I'm not doubting his ability for the following year. I'm doubting it in 3 or 4 years. The dude is old, and tight ends take a lot of beating.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably why only the 2 years. But they, even like with the contract length, I'm not arguing with, but the money that they threw to him was too much. $9 million.
Yeah.
I think it was $9 million. What they paid for him.
Mm-hmm.
But they overpaid him for his production last year, but I hope he proves us wrong. That's my hope. Is
I'm
that
hoping
he
he's
proves
Jimmy
us
Graham
wrong.
from the New Orleans Saints, because if that's the case,
Yes.
teams are in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can all. So our key departures for the Bears this year were Mark Helfrich, offensive coordinator. Oh, it just went away. Trubisky averaged 6.1 yards per attempt. That is lowest in the NFL.
That's low.
And the Bears had 416 tight end reception yards, second fewest in the NFL, just in front of the Steelers with 408. So Mel says offensive lineman, tight end, edge rusher, safety, linebacker is what they need. A little different than what CBS is saying. So if you're looking at tight end, Cole Kmet's the guy here. It really is.
Yeah, Cole Kmet's is the top of the tight end class here.
Yes.
I mean, it would be a steal if you can pick him up.
For sure, for sure. I would love to see him play. You know, he went to St. Viator in Arlington Heights. He was in high school. He was a senior when I was a freshman, so I saw him play when I was a freshman. I watched Notre Dame versus them. Notre Dame beat like 23-0, which was good. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But he had a good, career at Notre Dame without a doubt, and I'm excited to see, just what he'll do in the NFL. But I'd be really excited if the Bears decide to go with him here.
Whoa. Okay. Hasn't been announced on ESPN yet, but The Athletic is reporting that the Bears have picked Cole Kmet at number 43. He was number 58 on Brugler's big board.
There we
He's drawing
go.
comparisons to Jason Witten.
Yeah.
So that's the guy
rumor.
at 43 overall.
That's the guy I wanted to see at 43.
That's the guy I wanted to see too.
They finally didn't screw it up.
Thank God. Wow. The local guy going to the Bears. Okay.
That's great. I think that'll bring a lot of just a lot of attention to the. It's good.
Yes.
They have something to rally around.
Yeah,
for the hometown kid.
That is big. That is big.
Like a Jason Kipnis for the Cubs mentality. Derrick Rose for the Bulls.
So let's go through Kmet's stats for the year. 43 receptions for 550 yards. He averaged 12 yards a catch, 6 touchdowns. 37 was his longest. That's pretty good for this year, for this past year at Notre Dame. A couple games I was able to watch. Ooh, hello. A couple games I was able to watch. I was impressed with him. Very impressive.
NFL just reported it. ESPN just reported it. He has a 37-inch vertical. CBS just reported it. We got it.
It is official. We have got Cole Kmet. Woo! Okay.
Wow. This is huge for the Bears, without a doubt. If we look at the Bears depth chart, if we're looking at tight ends, Daniel Brown isn't on there, which doesn't surprise me. So Jimmy Graham's probably going to be the guy to start. That's just how it goes. Adam Shaheen, questionable. Ben Broniker, questionable. Demetrius Harris. Broniker and Harris are gone. Kmet's going to be the guy. If you look at Adam Shaheen's stats last year, I'm pulling them up right now.
Go ahead.
He had 9 receptions for 74 yards, averaging 8.2 per catch.
Okay.
Oh, I want to see. It's up for me.
I'm going to give you Jimmy Graham's real quick. So this past year for Graham, come on, load for me, please. Thank you. So he had 38 receptions. It was that was 105th overall. 447 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 11.8 on his average. Okay, for Graham, I'm expecting him to be inserted alongside Cole Kmet. The 38 receptions. But see what jumps out at me the most is that he's basically dropping 1 out of every 3 passes to him. He was 38 for 60. That's what's alarming to me, is that he's dropping 1 every 3 targets.
Yes.
So how much that split between the two, between Graham and Kmet, and even trying to bring in some of the other guys like Shaheen and Broniker if they even break camp, which I doubt. But hey, you never know. But I'm interested to see the Graham Kmet tandem working hand in hand.
Yes, I'm very excited. I think Cole Kmet's, he's been, I just saw it. He had 60 catches, 63 catches in his 3 years at Notre Dame, and he had 43 of those last year from what we saw in here. Obviously, big year last year. Him and Chase Claypool pretty much led Notre Dame when it came to the receiving game. And the good thing is, first of all, he's a huge blocking guy. He allowed a lot of – because Notre Dame always has really good offensive lines. He was able to give the running back so much for B.J. Armstrong, Tony Jones Jr. I could go on and on about that. That's why those guys would have those big 60-yard gains 3 times a game, because Cole Kmet and the offensive line were very good at blocking. As well, Cole Kmet has been surrounded by a great quarterback through his college career. He hasn't been surrounded by some Trubisky, if that's what I'm trying to say. Ian Book is definitely a first-round pick next year. He's going to be a fifth-year senior next year, or this upcoming season. Very viable first-round pick, in my opinion. So he's viable first-round pick.
So it was that was 105th overall, 447 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 11.8 on his average. Okay, for Graham, I'm expecting like him to be inserted alongside Cole Kmet. 38 receptions. But see, what jumps out at me the most is that he's basically dropping 1 out of every 3 passes to him. Like he was 38 for 60. That's what's alarming to me, is that he's dropping 1 every 3 targets.
Yes.
So how much that split between the two, between Graham and Kmet, and even like trying to bring in some of the other guys like Shaheen and Broniker, if they even break camp, which I doubt. But hey, you never know. But I'm interested to see the Graham Kmet tandem working hand in hand.
Yes, I'm very excited. I think Cole Kmet's, he's been, I just saw it. He had 63 catches in his 3 years at Notre Dame, and he had 43 of those last year from what we saw in here. Obviously, big year last year. Him and Chase Claypool pretty much led Notre Dame when it came to the receiving game. And the good thing is, first of all, he's a huge blocking guy. He allowed a lot of – because Notre Dame always has really good offensive lines. He was able to give the running back so much for B.J. Armstrong, Tony Jones Jr. I could go on and on about that. That's why those guys would have those big 60-yard gains 3 times a game, because Cole Kmet and the offensive line were very good at blocking. As well, Cole Kmet has been surrounded by a great quarterback through his college career. He hasn't been surrounded by some Trubisky, if that's what I'm trying to say. Ian Book is definitely a first-round pick next year. He's going to be a fifth-year senior next year, or this upcoming season. Very viable first-round pick, in my opinion. So he's been surrounded by a good quarterback. He's been surrounded by a great offensive coordinator in Chip Long with Notre Dame, and Brian Kelly as well. This is a guy that's going to make a difference for the Bears on the offense, without a doubt. I'm very excited to see what he'll do.
Yeah, Prep Stock NBC Sports Prep Stock just put out on their Twitter feed, "Congrats, Cole Kmet. Well, remember you well back in the day at St. Viator." And then they posted a link of him being Athlete of the Week a couple of years ago. So, yeah, a lot of local attention on this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and find a digest on the pick, too. I mean, that's really good for them.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if they put it up yet. Let's see. Nope, not yet. But I'm this is big, like
Yes.
undeniably. Adding Cole Kmet to this roster.
First tight end
Wow.
taken in the draft, I think.
Yes.
So he's
Top of
the
his
top
class.
tight end. Yeah, it's a steal for sure. Now,
Yes.
granted, tight ends aren't usually taken right away in the first round. Maybe late first round, mid first round. But the fact that the Bears got him heading into the mid second round, that's big for them. It's big.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Very excited.
Okay. So yeah,
Um,
that we don't really got much else for that.
This is what we planned for.
Yeah, this is what was anticipated. Okay, so now we got to start figuring out who they taking with 50.
Are we
Now
staying
that
for
we
the
know,
50th or no?
do you want to? Brown's pick is already in. This has been moving quick.
How long do they have to pick?
It's about like five and a half minutes, 6 minutes, something like that. But they've been going through it quick.
Okay.
Like they've done. This will be
Yeah, we'll stay for 50.
the 11th, either the 11th or the 12th pick since they've gotten going, and they started a little bit later than 6 o'clock. So they've been going pretty quick.
Yeah, we'll stay for 50 because the Bears' next pick is very, very late.
Yeah.
163rd, I think, is their next
It's
pick.
tomorrow. Yeah, that's tomorrow.
163. Yeah, I'm making sure that they don't have any in between.
Not unless they trade back, which wouldn't shock me, but.
So they got the tight end they needed, which is huge. 6'6", 262. It's a Khalil Mack weight, except 4 inches taller. So you have a big body catching balls for you, which is good.
All right, so they're giving the Browns pick right now. It
Bucks are on the clock.
Grant Delpit, safety, LSU.
Okay, stacking
All
the
right.
defense.
That's a kick in the butt for the Bears. Cause I'm taking a look at like the Bears safeties right now. They got Deion Bush and Eddie Jackson as their projected starters. You could use an upgrade there.
For sure. Yeah.
So let's take a look at where.
Well, you said Deion Bush and Eddie Jackson, right?
Deion Bush and Eddie Jackson are the starting safeties right now. So in terms for Grant Delpit going in there as the safety, he's either going to be going in for Carl Joseph or Andrew Sandejo.
Tampa's pick is in.
Yep, Tampa's pick is in. I don't know where the two slot in.
As far as best safeties available right now go, I want to make sure. Yeah. So your best guy, your top 3 right now are Ashton Davis out of California, Jeremy Chin out of Southern Illinois, and Antoine Winfield out of Minnesota.
I think. Well, I'm still thinking like maybe go with a cornerback.
A cornerback.
I'm still thinking cornerback to throw in there with Buster Screen and Kyle Fuller. I'm just I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of uncertainty there.
Yeah, Christian Fulton out of LSU right now is your best available. Trevon Diggs out of Alabama.
I'm surprised Diggs is still on the board.
Same with Fulton too.
If either of them fall, they got to pick them up.
Yeah, Fulton. I'm trying to pull up some stats for him. So last year he played 14 games. He had 38 tackles, an interception, no sacks. Not terribly impressive, but for an LSU defense, that's very that's just good.
Yeah.
As for Trevon Diggs played 12 games, 3 interceptions, 37 tackles. I think it would be cool to have 2 Alabama guys in the secondary.
Yeah.
Because I think both of them played together. Is Trevon Diggs a freshman?
I don't know.
I don't think there's a way to check that. So his strengths are that he has size and speed to match up with the big NFL receivers. downfield playmaker. So he is the brother of Stephon Diggs. So obviously, if you're guarding Stephon Diggs when you're a kid, you're going to get pretty good at defending probably. And his
Okay,
athleticism.
Bucks pick is in. It's Antoine Winfield,
Okay.
Minnesota.
That's
So the safeties are flying off the board now.
Yeah. Do the Bears take their shot there, or do they try and get a cornerback to replace Prince of Mukamara? Because
Definitely
they're not.
cornerback.
Yeah, they're not the most stacked. Deion Bush has been playing with the Bears for a few years, so maybe he's a nice stable guy until you pick up a free agent or maybe make a midseason trade. But yeah, definitely, I agree with you on that. Start stacking up at cornerback.
Yeah, you definitely have to continue to build that position up. I mean, that doesn't take away from what Buster Screen and Kyle Fuller have done.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos pick is in, by the way. But
Good.
I mean, I'm just looking at like the other cornerbacks on the roster: Artie Burns, Trey Robertson, Steven Denmark, Duke Shelley. Those names do not jump off the page at you. You need to have that third guy that really like, whew, that's an eye opener for you. It's like, oh, this guy could be a threat to us. Like that's what they need. But I think what's going to be most interesting is with these next couple of picks, how many of those cornerbacks and safeties fly off the board.
I'm going to touch on Diggs and Fulton again. So we touched on Diggs's positives. His weaknesses is that his aggressiveness can sometimes work against him. So maybe overrunning, like pass that could possibly intercepted, tips it, and the guys maybe run downfield. He gets handsy on downfield routes, and deep speed could be called into question. So maybe you talk about him being able to guard the big receivers when it comes to height, but if it comes to the quick guys, that's where it comes into question. As for Christian Fulton, his positives are that he excels in press man coverage. He rarely goes out of position at the top of his route, and click and close ability is among the best in this class. But his weaknesses are strength. He ran a 4.46 in the dash, but questions about deep speed on tape. He may not be the best, just like Diggs. And he was suspended in 2017.
Yeah.
So you bring in a question. I think they will take Trevon Diggs, the Bears.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get taken before then. So, yeah.
Okay, so here comes the Broncos selection.
Ooh, let's see what we got here.
It is KJ Hamler, Penn State wide receiver.
Okay.
All right, so that should be interesting there. They bulk up on the wide receivers.
Yeah,
So
the Broncos
Henry
drafted
Henry Ruggs. No, not
Jerry
Henry
Jeudy.
Ruggs. Jerry Jeudy. I cannot separate those two. So they're bulking up that wide receiver position.
Yes, giving Drew Lock some targets, making it easier on them.
That's good. That's good there for them. Let me take a look. Oops. So yeah, Falcons are now on the clock, but I'm going to take a look at this for the Broncos. Their current group at wide receiver, Cortland Sutton, obviously Jeudy, the aforementioned Jeudy, Deshaun Hamilton. If you can slot him in. It's for Deshaun Hamilton. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good insertion there. I wouldn't argue with that for Hamler. Put him in with Hamilton. I'm going to make a comp for Hamilton here. Try and show off his stats a little bit. 28 receptions for 297 yards. He had a touchdown. His average was 10.6 yards a catch. And then he had 52 targets though, so he was not consistent with his catches. I'm not sure what that comes up to. That's less than 50%, and that's alarming when trying to draw a comp to a prospect like that and Hamler. So that's just under 54%.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of an issue there.
They gotta fix that.
Yeah. One other thing, though, for Hamilton, if they wanted to keep him on the roster, maybe just as like a backup receiver, also got some special teams time to play. He had a couple he had a couple attempts at punts, punt
Yep.
returner, had about 13 yards per return, which is, it's respectable. But it should be interesting though to see that competition in training camp.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Falcons pick has been in for a couple of minutes now, but okay.
Really? CBS is lagging them. Let me refresh it really quickly.
So now we just wait for number 50.
Then we'll digest that, and then we'll call it quits.
Yes, sir.
And we'll make a good show for
That'll make
Tuesday.
a good show for Tuesday. Yeah, we'll
Yes.
have draft, we'll have last dance. That's probably going to be all for Tuesday. That's going to be a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll keep it light. Oh, everything's lagging.
The 2020 NFL Draft.
That's not normal.
That's lagging like that?
Yeah. Okay, it's good now. Jets are on the clock. Jets need a lot of things.
Jets are on the clock? Who the Falcons pick?
I don't know. It automatically, once their pick is in, the next team goes on the clock.
So that's how CBS works.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Atlanta has lost Devonta Freeman, Austin Hooper, Vic Beasley, Adrian Claiborne, and Devondre Campbell. So they have lost a lot this offseason. So where are they going to start making up for it? They had 28 sacks, second fewest in the NFL. So
probably, I would think here you'd probably want to go with the defensive tackle or defensive end, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get something to help out that defense.
Yeah.
Still no write-up for Cole Kmet yet on The Athletic. I'm a little surprised. But yeah, but how about this? 10 tight ends for the Bears. That's a lot of tight ends.
You want to read them off for me?
Here, I got to pull it up. Bleacher Report put that out. I don't know if they listed who it was. Okay, so... Okay. Okay, how about this? Warren Sharp, 10 tight ends now on the Bears roster. Debate the starting 11. Nick Foles and 10 tight ends versus Mitch Trubisky at QB and 10 non-tight ends. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take a look. So, I don't know. I'm going to find out who those guys are.
Because I only see 4 on ESPN's depth chart.
Yeah, I think that's all they give. But we're still waiting on the Falcons pick. Still haven't. Yeah, there's only 4 on ESPN. I know there's definitely more than that. Oh, I think I just found it on Tribune. Okay. So they have Jimmy Graham, Deion Sims, Cole Kmet, Adam Shaheen, Ben Braunecker, Demetrius Harris, Darian Clark, J.P. Holtz, Jesper Horsted, Dax Raymond, Eric Saubert.
I don't know about Deion Sims anymore. I think he left after.
I don't know either. I don't know when this was. The article I just read was from when they released Trey Burton. And the Falcons pick is in. It's being announced right now once Roger Goodell stops giving his spiel. Not going to lie, he looks pretty good in a sweater. Good that he ditched the suit. It is Marlon Davidson, Auburn, defensive end.
Okay.
Yes, if you want to put that lightly, like that stat you put up earlier, about the sacks, that could help.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of that, I'm going to try and find some Marlon Davidson stats.
Yeah, 6'3", 303, big presence on the line. Probably going to be like more of a nose tackle.
Yeah, I would think so.
Defensive tackle.
So he had, come up, quick getter. So he had 49 tackles, pass defended, 7.5 sacks last year, 2 forced fumbles.
It's not bad.
He has 4 forced fumbles in his in his career at Auburn. Hang on, I gotta calculate how many sacks he had. I can't do math today.
Yeah.
He had 17 total sacks at Auburn, and then 9 pass defended, and a lot of tackles. He's
Seahawks
probably
have
got
traded
someone
up.
close to 150. Oh, hello.
Seahawks traded up with the Jets.
Okay. I'm going to try and find out what they gave away. I'm going to start scouring the Twitterverse.
Let me go find the Jets really quickly. Not that one.
Crack sheet. So, yeah, Seahawks pick is now in.
They traded. How many picks are there in the NFL draft? Do you know off the top of your head?
Well, this is pick number 48.
I'm at 180.
Okay, so
Let's see it.
So the Jets gets picks 59 and 101. Seahawks get 48.
59 and 101. Okay.
59 and 101 to the Jets, 48 to the Seahawks.
Okay. Well, Seahawks
right.
pick is in. Steelers are on the clock. The Steelers.
So here comes the Seahawks pick.
Nice wide receiver. Go with Juju Smith-Schuster would be pretty good.
Yeah. So the Seahawks have selected Darrell Taylor, defensive end, Tennessee.
Okay.
All right. I guess that kind of shores the things up with Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
Finds a good replacement for Clowney there. He had 8.5 sacks last year, which was, I think, second in the SEC. He had 29 career starts in 43 games there.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you.
Seahawks
Seahawks drafted Darrell Taylor.
I just said that.
I thought, oh my goodness, I thought you were still Marlon Davidson.
No.
Dude.
No.
It's been a long 48 hours.
Oh, you got that right. I was not sure how to prep for today.
I saw
and the Steelers
Tennessee.
pick is in.
I saw Tennessee, and I was like, oh, Big 12. And I'm like, so he's still talking about Marlon Davidson. CC, yeah. Oh, man. Dude,
Ooh.
I am
sure you're okay?
not on my game right now. We've had a lot of good talk shows, but the draft, we've gotten the viewers.
The draft has been tough.
The quality is going down.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
So we are waiting on the Steelers pick, and then we will get the
Steelers
second
are in.
Bears pick, as long as they don't
in.
trade it away, which, I mean, you never know. Oh, come on, they're going to commercial. But
Steelers pick is in, and Bears are on the clock. Now, do the Bears go Fulton or what's his face? Good old, what's his name? Diggs. It's gonna be a cool decision to see what they make.
I could see, like, for the Steelers addressing the secondary, or like getting into the backfield, even like Trevon Diggs, if that's who they decide to go for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did a good job addressing that. They got the running back, but they need a wide receiver, lineman on both sides. They could use Jalen Hurts or Jake Fromm. Could address the running back.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to figure out which path they want to go with here, because, I mean, there's a lot of good players available.
Yes, for sure.
But we are lacking right now, to say the least. New guys this year, Eric Ebron, Chris Wormley, and Derek Watt. Wormley's a defensive tackle, and Watt is a fullback. But, I mean...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about this stat? Most
Go for
points scored in a game in 2019 for the Steelers, 27.
Yikes.
They did not score more than 27 points this year in a single game. Ouch. That's the first time that's happened since they haven't scored more than they've scored that something like that since I think it's a 1971.
Jeez.
Ouch.
What was the Bears high last year? It had to have been
Wasn't it that one against the Vikings? The blowout? Oh no, I'm thinking of 2018. I don't know. I'm gonna look now though. I'm gonna take a look real quick.
They blew the Vikings. Oh yeah, they did blow them out. Oh jeez, yeah, you're right. The Bears.
The Bears. Let's see.
Their high. Okay, I got it. Their highest scoring game
I've got
was
31.
Washington Redskins, 31-15. Well, tied with Cowboys for 31 as well.
Yeah. That skid though.
The 4-game skid.
That 4-game skid. Oof.
Man, when they lost to Raiders in LA, that's when you just knew.
That was painful.
Because I had a theory. They lost to Green Bay on opening day last year, so I was kind of thinking, okay, it's fine. Then they won 3 games in a row, just like they did the previous year. Hear me out. The first loss, when they lost to the Dolphins last year for their second game, the Dolphins were not a playoff qualifying team, right? Neither were the Raiders. So I was thinking, okay, they're going to lose the next game to the Saints like they lost to the Patriots in 2018. And they did. And then I said, 8-game winning streak right here. And who do they go and lose to?
The Chargers.
LA Chargers. And that is when I knew.
Ready for the Steelers pick?
Go for it.
All right, so giving it up right now. All right. It is Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame. Wide receiver.
No. That's good for them, though, because he is a great receiver. And he's going to bring a lot of – and he's going to be very useful for Ben Roethlisberger. I think Roethlisberger's retiring in a few years, man. It's going to be this year or next year.
That's why they need a quarterback. They need Mason Rudolph was not the answer.
No.
Not the answer at all. Jeez. Oh, well. And, the Bears pick is in already.
I'm telling you, it's going to be Fulton or I'm blanking again. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's going to be, him or Diggs. I'm excited to see what it's going to be.
Yeah, me too.
Because
I'm actually a little surprised that they didn't trade.
Yeah, there's still time.
A little bit.
Wait, their pick isn't. Never mind. There's no time.
I just said that.
Good man. They should have gone with Jalen Hurts, though.
At 43? I think so, too.
Can't believe Mike Tomlin's still their head coach. That dude's been there for a while.
Yeah.
It's like, when were the Bengals finally going to fire Marvin Lewis?
Right?
It took a while, but it happened.
So Chase Claypool's comp is Mike Evans. I don't know if we said that, but that's Chase Claypool's NFL comp. I'm still going to try and find that write-up for Cole Kmet because it's bugging me now that they haven't put it up yet. So now we just wait to see what happens here once the talking heads finally shut up and say it. Okay, so let's give Cole Kmet's write-up real quick. So this is from Kevin Fishbane. This seemed too good to be true early in the draft process. Bears needed a tight end, and the best one in the draft group. A Bears fan was a prep star at St. Viator. His dad also spent time in the Bears practice squad in the 90s. Kmet has great size and athleticism to give Matt Nagy what he desperately wanted: a tight end. Someone who can attack the middle of the field the way Travis Kelce has done in Kansas City. Kmet was a star pitcher in high school, and he was a closer at Notre Dame. Now he's been able to only focus on football, so he's got plenty of upside. 3 years after taking Adam Shaheen out of Ashland, Ryan Pace corrects the position with Kmet. And Jalen Johnson is the pick for the Bears, cornerback, Utah.
Okay, I mean, that's what we asked for. Maybe not the person, but we asked for a cornerback. It's what they need. Someone to come in and replace Prince Mukamar, like we said. So we're going to look at
that it's not Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
honestly. Him or Fulton, both playing in the SEC.
Yeah,
If you look at
yeah.
the stats aren't bad. I'll read you his report. So he played 13 games this year, so all 12 presumably in the regular season plus the Pac-12 title, I think, if I'm correct.
For
36
Jalen
tackles.
Johnson.
Yeah,
Jalen Johnson, right?
yeah.
Okay.
36 tackles, no sacks, 2 interceptions. His rating is an 86. So the pluses for him: he's aggressive and he's confident on the perimeter. He has above average twitch and length in zone. Great mirroring down the field, calm but rapid footwork, and will make plays drifting to new zones. So he can work all over the place. But his weaknesses are again over aggressiveness hurts him at time against double moves. So if one guy decides to go in, he'll go in, and then the guy he'll go outside, and he's grabby and pressed because he's not quick enough to stay with sudden wide receivers, which could possibly hurt him. Especially there are a lot of good receivers in the NFC, and that could pose a threat. But again, that is something you can fix if you work with him really hard.
Yeah. So he will be inserted, like we were talking about earlier, with Buster Screen, Kyle Fuller. We'll see how much playing time he gets alongside the two. Both are established cornerbacks, more so with Kyle Fuller than Buster Screen, obviously in this defensive scheme, but clearly both are new with the schemes of Chuck Pagano.
Mm-hmm.
But this should be interesting to see with Johnson getting slotted in there at the cornerback position. I'm really interested to see how this flails out for the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
For sure. It should be cool to see what he can do for the Bears. Because Prince Mukamara did great while he was here, and we'll see what happens.
Yep. So I think we're gonna
You good?
call it. Yeah,
Yeah,
this was
we
a
are.
short show today. Dang, look at us.
Yes, sir. Well,
All right.
good show. I'll see you Tuesday. We'll have a good show planned for you guys. Thank you again for tuning in to the draft, especially last night. If you watched a good chunk of our 3.5-hour show, God bless your soul. We'll see you Tuesday. Thank you again. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Bye-bye. Oh, you tripping. I'm out of here anyway. Peace out.